Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of The School for Sympathy by E.V. Lucas. The main characters in this The School for Sympathy are Miss Bean, who runs the school, the writer who goes to visit the school, Millie, who is the pupil leader, Peter, who is the gardener, and Beryl, another student. We find the writer going to visit this new type of school. He has heard that the school's main purpose is to create sympathy among its students for the lame, the blind, and the handicapped, which in that way will make the students good citizens. The writer had heard a lot about Miss Beam's School for Sympathy, and one day he got the chance to visit it. As he entered the school, he saw a 12-year-old girl, eyes covered with a bandage, and she was led by an 8-year-old boy carefully between the flower beds. The author met Miss Beam. Miss Beam was a middle-aged, kind, and understanding lady, and he asked her questions about the way of teaching in a school. She told him that the students were taught basic like spelling, arithmetic, and writing, and all the other subjects which were taught in other schools. But the real aim of a school was to make the students thoughtful. She wanted to make her students helpful and sympathetic citizens. She also thanked the parents who sent their children to her school gladly. She then asked the writers to look out of the window. The author looked out of the window. He saw a large garden and playground. Many children were playing there. Turning around, he told Miss Beam that he felt sorry for the physically handicapped children who were in the ground and playground. And Miss Beam explained to him that these children were not really handicapped. It was the blind day for some, and for some it was the deaf day. And there are still others for whom it was a lame day. Then she explained her system in the school. To make the students understand what is misfortune, every child had one blind day, one lame day, one deaf day, and one dumb day. On a blind day, their eyes were bandaged the previous evening itself, so that when they get up in the morning, they'll get up understanding that they will not be able to use their eyes for that day. And they did everything with the help of other children. It was educative not only for the blind but also for their helpers. Miss Beam told the author that the blind day was very difficult for the children, but some of the children feared the dumb day because they had to exercise willpower and control themselves from speaking. Miss Beam introduced the author to a girl whose eyes were bandaged. The author asked her if she ever peeped out to see what was happening around, but the girl said no, she will never do it because that would be cheating. The author understood the honesty which was implanted in the students. The author asked her if her guides were good to her, and she replied that all her guides were very good, and above all she added that those who had already been blind were the best guides because they knew the difficulties of the person who has bandaged their eyes. The author walked with the girl leading her to the playground. He told her that Miss Beam was walking up and down the terrace with a tall girl. The blind girl asked what the tall girl was wearing. When the author told her about the tall girl's dress, she at once said it was Millie. He felt that as a guide to the blind, one had to be thoughtful. He was full of praise for Miss Beam's system of education, which made the student sympathetic and kind. The lesson gives the idea of the role of school in our life. Miss Beam students learn to understand the problems of the handicapped. This developed feelings of sympathy in children. They learn to help the handicapped kindly. It suggests that education should make children good human beings and kind citizens. When the author left the school, he left with a beautifully satisfied feeling and felt that this is a real model school for other schools to follow. This is a summary of this lesson. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box. Like the video, share it with your friend, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe. Thank you.